This is my Yamaha Stage Custom Birch. I've had this kit for a few years now, done a whole bunch of gigs with it, and I absolutely love it. But it's not the most practical on cramped stages. So I picked up one of these. This is a Yamaha Stage Custom Hip. And I tell you what, next to my car and my Weber kettle, this is my new favorite toy in the world. So over the years, Yamaha has introduced a few different models of little travel size kits for small stage situations. I think it started with the hip gig way back in the day. That was a cool kit, but it was still a bit on the higher end, so they were a little expensive. And then after that, I believe it was a Manu Katché model. Had a little 16-inch bass drum. I had one of those. That thing was cool, but there was still a bit of weight to the 16-inch kick. Sounded good though. And then after that, they introduced a Stage Custom Bop, which was a little version of the regular Stage Custom. Had a little 18-inch bass drum, so like more of a jazz type of thing. That kit was cool and it's still available. But this right here, they've landed on this, and I'm telling you, this is the smartest, coolest, and most practical version of the stage kit. You can tell just by looking at this kit that Yamaha has put a ton of thought into the design of this kit. The sizes are all absolutely perfect. So the reason why I wanted to get this kit was because I had this corporate gig coming up a few weeks ago. It's like an R&B jazz thing. And it was in the smallest space I've ever seen a band fit into. I mean, the person that was sitting closest to me was literally like 2.5 feet away. Now, I've played this room before, and the last time I did, I just used my rehearsal kit. It's got a little 20 by 14 bass drum on it, but it still felt a little cramped up there. This, when I took this kit and I set it up, I tell you, man, I was comfortable all night long. So that was an unmiked situation. The following morning, I decided to take it to my new church, set it up, and use this that morning. And that was a fully mic'd situation. It was behind the cage and everything. And I tell you what, I've never gotten more compliments in 2 days on a single drum kit than I did with this. So let me give you all a close-up look at this kit, give you all the specs and stuff before you go out and get one for yourself. So in typical Stage Custom fashion, they ain't trying to fix what ain't broke. So these are 100% birch shells, 6-ply. We have a 13 by 5 snare, 10 by 5 tom, a 13 by 8 Snom, talk about that in a second, and a 20 by 8 kick drum. So let's dive in a little bit more, give you a closer look at each one of these. So the snare is light as a feather, really. It's not meant for heavy applications, but you know, any kind of indoor situations like light to medium duty type stuff. I was actually quite impressed with how good the snare sounded. I didn't expect that I was going to use it, but I just decided to give it a shot, and this thing sounds great. Now, I did swap a couple of things out. I got an Evans UV1 on the top because that's my favorite drum head ever. I got a 300 snare side on the bottom, and I swapped out the snare wires for pure sound. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. The 10-inch tom sounds surprisingly full for its size. It's only 5 inches deep, but I have a UV1 on there and a Reso 7 on the bottom. And I have this thing tuned probably just lower than mid-range. And the thing sounds really good. The floor tom, let's talk about this floor tom for a second. This is what's called a Snom. I guess some people call it a Snom, I don't know. It's a combination floor tom and snare. There are snare wires. There's a throw off on the side of this thing. So you have the option to use it as sort of an auxiliary deep snare on the side. So this floor tom also features extra long floor tom legs. So it's a couple inches longer than regular floor tom legs, just so you can get the height. I'm 6'2", so even when these things are maxed out, the floor tom was still pretty short. So I just jumped on Amazon and I got these. These are furniture risers, these little plastic blocks. Just ordered a couple of these up. These are pretty cheap. And I just sit the legs right on top. I get 3 extra inches of height on this thing. Perfect size. But the star of the show for me is this bass drum, man. This little pancake of a bass drum is a freaking cannon. 20 by 8. You're going to be shocked at just how big this thing sounds. I got an EQ4 on the batter side, EQ3 on the front, and just a little tiny towel inside it. And I tell you what, man, this thing, when you put a mic on the front and you get it on the stage, this thing sounds massive. And one of the things that I really love about this kit, and Yamaha drums in general, really, is just sort of the versatility and the interchangeability, is that a word? Interchangeability of the hardware. Like, this is all the same size hardware on everything above it. When you get this set up here, it's going to come with a single tom arm. But, you know, if you got a Yamaha kit at home, you can take your double tom mount, stick it right there, add 2 up top if you want to. So there's a variety of different ways that you can trick this thing out. I've added here a, this is a CSAT 926, I think it is, CSAT 926. This is just a 3-hole sort of attachment that you can add onto this. Got that just so I can throw my splash on top. So yeah, I mean, you can accessorize your stage hip however you want. So this kit comes in 4 colors. So you get black, you get the surf green, you get the natural, and new for this year, 2023, you get this super slick looking classic white. The white one, I've seen the white one up close, man. The white one looks really cool. If I didn't already have a black set of stages, I probably would have got the white one. But yeah, man, Yamaha knocked it straight out of the park with this kit. I think these are the smartest sizes that I've seen on a kit that is designed for small stages. There are plenty of them on the market. Some of them, you know, the bass drum especially, some of them are a little thinner than you might want them to be. Sound a little anorexic when you hit them. Not this. This 20 by 8 is a perfect size. It's gonna make you very happy. So take my word for it. If you're currently in the market for a little travel size kit, something you can plop onto those smaller stages, take a look at this. Above everything else, it's really fun to play. You also have the option, like if you're the type to use triggers, you can throw a bunch of mesh heads on this kit, slap your triggers on there, and use it like that as well. So you have 2 different options. You can get a set with hardware, or you can just get the shell pack like I did. Didn't need any of the stands. so I just got the shells. I'm going to leave links to both of those kits in the description box. I'm a SWEETWATER affiliate, so you can just click on those links, head on over there, take a look for yourself.